Have you ever stopped to think about what's really inside your morning cup of coffee? Most of us sip it without a second thought, believing it's harmless. But what if I told you that coffee has become one of the most frequently recalled products in the United States? Yes, the same comforting drink you count on every day has been pulled from shelves again and again. And the reasons will make you uneasy. We're talking about glass fragments hiding in instant coffee, toxic ink seeping into brewing water, and even so-called decaf that isn't really decaf at all. That mistake alone can put heart patients and people with high blood pressure at serious risk. And here's the worst part, some of the most familiar brands are on that recall list. So if you think you've been making the right choice when you reach for your favorite jar, bag, or pod, you might want to listen carefully. Because that simple mistake could be costing you your health. Today, I'll reveal 7 types of coffee you should avoid immediately, along with 2 safer choices you can still trust. By the end of this, you may never look at a coffee label the same way again. Let's start with number 1, Clover Valley Instant Coffee. Dollar General recalled 3 entire lots of this product after the FDA warned it could contain fragments of glass. Think about that for a second. Instant coffee is the go-to for seniors, people living alone, or anyone who wants something fast and cheap. But what happens when a shard of glass ends up in your throat or stomach? It could cause bleeding, internal damage, or sit silently inside your body waiting to create a crisis later. The recall happened in July 2025. The FDA published it clearly on their site, but no major news outlet bothered to cover it. And that's the bigger problem. Clover Valley is extremely common in lower-income states. Families on SNAP benefits, seniors stretching every dollar, people just trying to get by, they all see this brand as safe because it's cheap. But cheap doesn't mean harmless. And in this case, cheap could mean swallowing glass without even knowing. Number 2, Our Family Decaf Coffee. People don't drink decaf for fun. They choose it because their bodies can't handle caffeine. Maybe they've had heart surgery, maybe they deal with high blood pressure, or maybe they struggle with insomnia. For them, caffeine isn't a mild stimulant, it's a threat. So what happens if your trusted decaf is secretly loaded with caffeine? That's exactly what happened in March 2025 when the FDA recalled more than 4,000 bags of Our Family Decaf. Some batches contained caffeine. That wasn't just an accident, it was a betrayal. Imagine a patient on heart medication sipping a cup before bed, thinking it's safe, only to feel their heart race out of control. Imagine a pregnant woman unknowingly putting her baby at risk. Decaf should be safe. But when the label lies, there's no way for you to detect it. And that's what makes this recall so serious. Number 3, Snap Chill Cold Brew. Trendy, stylish, sleek cans, marketed as artisanal and handcrafted. But behind the fancy design was a frightening truth. These products were made in an unregistered facility. That means no oversight, no sterilization checks, and no guarantee of safety. Without those safeguards, every single can had the potential to carry Clostridium botulinum, a bacteria that can cause paralysis, nerve damage, and even death. You wouldn't taste it. You wouldn't smell it. But hours later, dizziness, nausea, or muscle weakness could strike, and you'd never suspect it was the coffee. Snap Chill wasn't targeting seniors, it was targeting younger adults. The busy commuter grabbing a can on the way to work, the office worker who wants something cool and modern, the gym goer looking for a boost. But convenience without safety is just a shortcut to the hospital. Number 4, Trader Joe's Instant Cold Brew. Trader Joe's has always carried a reputation for trust. Many shoppers believe, if I don't know what to buy, I'll just grab something from Trader Joe's. But that trust cracked in 2024 when they had to recall their instant cold brew coffee sold in small glass jars. The reason? Possible glass fragments in the product. Imagine paying $4 for what you think is safe, authentic coffee, only to discover it could slice your throat or stomach. Trader Joe's built its reputation on being different from Walmart or Dollar General. But if even Trader Joe's can fail on something this basic, how much trust do you still have left in any coffee brand? We're only halfway through the list, and already we've seen recalls for glass, bacteria, and hidden caffeine. But the dangers don't stop there. Next, we'll look at small local brands, super caffeinated coffee, and even Walmart's own budget label, each with risks you need to hear about before you take another sip. Number 5. New Mexico Piñon Coffee Pods. This brand built its name on a regional specialty, coffee blended with piñon nuts from the American Southwest. It sounded local, organic, and trustworthy. But in November 2024, the company recalled several batches of its pods designed for Keurig machines. Why? Because the inner lining of the pods was printed incorrectly. That printing ink came into direct contact with hot water during brewing. Think about what that means. Each morning, boiling water flowed straight through industrial ink and into your coffee cup. That ink can contain solvents, heavy metals, and compounds toxic to your liver, thyroid, and nervous system. And all of it dissolved right into your drink. People paid $10 or $12 for a box of these pods, nearly double the price of mainstream brands, believing they were choosing a safer, local option. Instead, they were sipping a daily dose of chemicals never meant to enter the human body. Number 6. Death Wish Nitro Cold Brew. The name says it all. Marketed with a skull logo and promises of the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Nitro contains nearly twice the caffeine of regular coffee. But the danger isn't just in the caffeine. The nitrogen infusion that creates its smooth, stout-like texture also creates the perfect conditions for deadly bacteria to grow if sterilization isn't flawless. Clostridium botulinum, yes, the same bacteria we discussed earlier, can thrive in sealed, low-acid, preservative-free cans like these. The terrifying part? You'd never notice. No smell, no odd color, no sour taste. Just symptoms hours later: dizziness, numbness, nausea, or even muscle paralysis. And you'd never suspect the coffee. Death Wish Nitro is popular among young adults, long-haul drivers, gym enthusiasts, anyone looking for an energy jolt. But energy isn't worth gambling your nervous system or your life. Number 7. Great Value Classic Roast. This one might surprise you. Great Value, Walmart's bargain brand, isn't on this list for glass or bacteria. It's here because of what's inside the beans themselves. Great Value often uses low-grade Robusta beans, roasted dark to cover up defects. Many customers report tongue burns, stomach pain, or nausea after drinking it. Independent tests have shown high levels of acrylamide, a compound formed during over-roasting that the World Health Organization classifies as a possible carcinogen. Sure, a big tub costs under $7. But cheap coffee brewed every morning could mean a daily hit to your stomach, liver, and nervous system. Sometimes the cheapest choice costs you the most in the long run. So now that we've exposed 7 risky options, what can you drink safely? Let's look at 2 names that, while not perfect, have proven to be more reliable than most. Seattle's Best Portside Blend. It doesn't come with flashy packaging or gimmicks. It doesn't try to be hip or edgy. It just delivers what coffee should deliver: a clean, smooth cup with no sour aftertaste and no caffeine jitters. It's 100% Arabica beans, properly sealed, and priced reasonably around $6 to $7 a bag. At a time when trust in coffee brands is crumbling, this kind of quiet consistency matters. 8 O'Clock Coffee, Colombian Peaks. This one has been around for decades. No fake flavors, no hidden blends, just medium roast Colombian Arabica beans. It's affordable, reliable, and consistently scores well in consumer reports. In a market flooded with overmarketed artisanal products, 8 O'Clock keeps it simple: good beans, roasted well, sold at a fair price. These 2 options won't blow your mind. They won't make bold promises. But they won't betray your trust either. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need: a coffee you can drink without fear. Coffee used to be a small joy every morning. Now, too often, it feels like a health gamble. You don't have to quit your coffee habit. But you do need to be careful about the brands you trust. The wrong choice could mean glass in your throat, toxins in your system, or bacteria in your bloodstream. The right choice means peace of mind with every sip. So let me ask you, what's in your cup right now? If today's deep dive made you rethink your coffee, share this with someone you care about. Don't let them wake up tomorrow to a hidden risk in their morning routine. And remember, never trust the label blindly. Sometimes, the most dangerous part of your coffee isn't the caffeine. It's everything else hiding inside.